Hello guys, so our next quote is by Ramanamaharshi. That alone is real, which exists by itself, which reveals itself by itself, and which is eternal and unchanging. Okay, so how does one arrive to the eternal? So many masters have always used words like the awareness is always there, the witness is always there, consciousness is always there. This is in reference to the eternal and unchanging. So what is then the opposite of this, or that is getting in the way, I guess you could say? It's because we have to acknowledge the fact that everything in the external world is temporary. You have to see the truth in this. Your body is temporary. Your thoughts are temporary. Everything in relation to the world is temporary. Nothing in the world is permanent. It is always changing. See? But the essential self is eternal and unchanging. Why? Because it is always witnessing the changing. It's always witnessing the temporary. You see, that's coming from the essential self. So how does one then arrive to that place again? Well, it's a bit like the story of Adam and Eve. At the very beginning, Adam and Eve were in the essential self state, right? And then comes a serpent or an idea, which I call comes along, and it gives them the idea of, by eating this, you will become more powerful. So they created the sense of, by having this, I will become this. And they did it. They believed it. And hence why then they lost their connection with the eternal, connection with God, with nature, with everything. They were ashamed afterwards because they were not wearing any clothes, for example. So that is the story of mankind. We have experienced the same thing. We are all essentially the eternal, the unchanging, connected with consciousness, with the whole. But because we begin to identify with our ideas of who we are, our ideas of what life is, our ideas of what life should be in order to have success, love, power, money, all of these things, that is when we lose ourselves and begin to play in the temporary reality, because that is always changing. One year you say, I need this to be happy. The next year, after you get it, you say, I need this to be happy. So it keeps changing. It's never lasting. So once you have dropped all the ideas, in a way like saying when Adam and Eve would drop the idea of the power by having this, then they would return to the essential self. You see? So it's the same example. Once we drop all ideas and knowledge, concepts that we have come up with of reality, of what we are, who we are, what is life, then that is when the only thing left is the eternal and unchanging.